Hi, I'm the Expert Layman, and it's weird not to be playing a game right now. Um, I've been messing around with the YouTube Shorts thing, and I've been meaning to talk about my channel strategy, so it seemed like two birds with one stone since they're so related. Um, I think I should talk about my channel strategy first, because that'll make the short stuff make more sense. Um, the hardest thing, I think, the thing that keeps most people from making YouTube videos is making the videos. Not necessarily how good they are, or whatever they bring to it. It's just actually being able to make yourself do it. I think that is the biggest thing. Committing to, like in my case, like the last couple of years, been doing 3 videos a week. Year before that, I was like 2. Um, you got to be able to do it. If you want to get better, you got to do it, and you got to do it a lot. It's true about anything. And if you have your heart in it, if you're invested in it, that gives you staying power. Um, Making my weird abstract video art set to music, it's like a really meaningful thing for me. I mean, it's kind of funny. My target audience when I started this was, semi-autistic people like myself, because it's essentially geometry prawn for autistics. But most of the people I seem to attract seem to be more like psychedelic adventurers. But two pretty chill groups. One downside, really, really not all that interactive. But I should say that I got to be closing it on 400 videos on my channel, and like every one of them was something that it was either something that I wanted to do because I thought it would be neat, like taking songs that I love, and then I'm going to try to avoid talking about the process of how I make the animations, because that's a whole rabbit hole. Just say they're not computer generated, and it requires a very unusual process that I don't think anybody else uses. But it tends to make unique things, not necessarily unique things that people want to see, but that's where you make 3 videos a week for a few years, and then just keep improving your process. Um, if your heart's in it and you keep going, you have to get better, basically. Uh, so I built my channel strategy. Well, I mean, initially it was I just got to make the videos. I got to try to get better. I wasn't really thinking about long term, but what I realized was I kind of started forming this net of old heavy metal songs, and anything that goes with like trippy animations, obviously. But also learning how to, at least from my perspective, make cool stuff to other genres of music. And I just go through. Basically, it's kind of funny. Like the other day, I was at work, and I was gonna spark up an old Spotify playlist, and I started listening to it. It's like, oh, this is basically my abstract animation playlist on YouTube. I've like made I I went down the list, and I'd made animation. It's like a 300 song playlist, and I'd done like a third of the songs off of it. It's like, oh, ugh. But the point was to build a net of, because those will trickle in views. And that was the other thing I was going to show here. This is the shorts bump that I've gotten, fairly impressive. But the steady flow, and my workhorse has been the Tool song. Um, Basically because copyright extortionists pretending to represent the band wiped out all my competition, and I actually knew how to stand up to them, which, um, in that sense, I kind of earned it, but in a weird way, it doesn't feel so good to only have something because all your competition got wiped out. But anyway, that's been my workhorse, and like kind of carrying the rest of my channel. And it used to give a lot more. Like if they announce another concert, this is, you know, uh, this will spike up to like 400 or 500 a day, and it'll stay there for a while. So it's kind of having all the, and it'll only show you 50 here, and this is all, uh, other than my bad boy here. These are all the power play stuff. This one's been a good one over time, and they got like, I don't know, 15,000 views or something on it. But it's pretty much trickling off now. But once you get past the shorts videos, I made this because I thought it was silly. It's literally a song that I like that I found on Spotify, and I wanted to do something with it, so I scoured the internet for uh what would you call it? Height, weight, in non-proportionate law enforcement, mostly falling down. Um, that is another short here, but then there's the other tool video. Man, I got attacked on both of those. I thought, I was in that like, am I going to lose my channel kind of thing. I got a video on it about DMCA's. Another short. Let me get past the shorts, but this one's been a good performer for me for a really long time. Ready to get surprised? It's got a few views. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, it wasn't even in the copyright system for like a long time. But that's like by far the biggest thing I got. This is just a silly video where I managed to what do you call it? Jump between two different characters so I could solo something at a much lower level than you're supposed to be able to. Steady performer. And I have a lot of these, and this actually just recently new, doing pretty good. But I guess the point of the strat of this is I make a bunch of stuff that I love, and 1% of people out there are going to really react to it. And, as long as you're making a bunch of stuff, it's going to pay off eventually. But the thing that makes me really happy is when I've made something and I think it's awesome and nobody gave a crap, and then like a year later I see it get a little spike in views. I don't know, such a nerd. But the YouTube Shorts thing, I thought I would try that out. And I tagged them in, I heard about it on a channel called The Spiffing Brit. I feel like that name is just a challenge to not spit on your mic. And he talked about the Shorts program and kind of how it works and stuff, and to brutally condense it down, it's like post a vertical video every day, try to do colorful, things that move, like computer animation stuff. My animations aren't computer generated, but I also have a massive library of like hundreds of videos to draw upon to create shorts from. So this is where the shorts thing comes in. Like, only maybe 10% of my total content, probably closer to 5%, is the Doom Eternal stuff. And I can probably do like 2 or 3 months of shorts just off the Doom Eternal stuff, because, I did all the full length songs. I'm doing the whole Doom Eternal soundtrack, which is like 59 tracks, and I am almost halfway through. Eventually, when I get them all done, I'm just going to stream the whole album all the way through, because I am not uploading a 4K video that's like 3 hours long. It'd probably take a week to process. But what I did with the shorts thing is I just started cutting up the videos that I already had. And the formatting is weird. Not that it actually, the simplest thing, like if you're looking to like because like a lot of video editors won't output in, that is not the right button. A lot of them won't output in like portrait, like I'm using Premiere Elements, and you have to like go in and change things that I'm not interested in changing. But this is a nice little program. You can dump, I'm not trying to pronounce it. And you can literally just put it in here and hit one of the filters, go down, click it, turn 90 degrees, and you're done. So you just do, so I kind of have to set it up in advance to be turned sideways so that, the things work. But I can just I'm only pulling one out of each Doom Eternal video, but most of them are like, 4, 5, 6 minutes long. So I should be able to get like 2 or 3 out of each video of cool moments. But before that, it was mostly abstract animations. Maybe I should speed up a little bit. Things I thought was cool. Things I had fun doing. I do the streams, like, just so I get better at communicating. And I kind of have this philosophy of, if something makes me socially uncomfortable, well, that's probably where I need to go. Come on, I got the spinny ball. Is this? It's only gonna let me go back a year? Is that some new thing? You know, I have seen this before actually, where you tried to scroll back through somebody's backlog to see all their videos, and then it just like stops loading. Let's try this again, but it might have been because of the way I was scrolling it. I'll scroll the old-fashioned way, see if it'll let me get further. Sorry about this. But the point was, I have so many, and now they're starting to connect with each other, which is the really cool part. Because that was kind of my plan, because I'd notice trickle-down views from one would go to another one, and then sometimes even to a third one, you know, if I happen to hook somebody. And see, I hook very few people, but I tend to hook them hard because they're like me, or or we could say on a trip. And yeah, it's kind of funny because I can look and see what playlists my videos have been added to, and even if they're private, I can still see the name of the list, and yeah, I know what they're using it for. They're always so disappointed when I have no interest in their recreational substances. Guess you could say autism is kind of like naturally, you know, being on a natural mild trip, at least for some of us. Oh, the biggest thing with the shorts that like drives me mad, I never know what resolution they're going to play in. Never. Sometimes they will play, I'm not even kidding, 144p at 15 frames per second. Like, it's weird because you upload them, and within like a minute or two, the 480p 60 version is ready. But 480p 60 is like new. I don't remember that one. Like, I haven't seen that one around. Perhaps because I haven't uploaded vertical videos, but then it's like once you so I'll just do like a week of them all at once, like on like Saturday, Sunday. I'll just do 7 of them and schedule them all to go off at noon every day, and they don't hit right away. But once you've got a few in a row, it seems it'll push a bunch of views. Once you know, I think it was my 3rd day. My first one popped, or my 4th day, my 2nd. But then there's this regular spike of like every couple days, it'll spike one of your videos. Like there were more than this. It's just this gets behind, but yeah, it'll pop one of them, and it seems to gather data off of it because the ones that some of them turn into consistent performers, where they're just they provide a steady stream of views, like these, like basically these, all these right here. Like this one's just picking up, and I think I posted it on Saturday or Sunday. Oh, yesterday. Okay. And that's where the cool part comes in, because the ones that perform better, and it seems like they have very little to measure with shorts. Basically, how long you watch it, whether you liked it or not, and whether you left a comment. There's not a whole lot of sharing. And the problem with shorts is it's a completely different platform that does not, its effect on your channel is tiny other than the numbers looking pretty. Like there's almost no trickle down views from short views, like maybe 1%. I seem to get more subscribers from views than, like, you know, actually views of my other content. But it does seem to be boosting things in general, and it puts me on the radar. You know, I now exist somewhere in the code of what YouTube recommends to people who've seen one of my shorts. But not that much, because it doesn't really go in the YouTube system. It's really hard to describe it. It's almost like a separate platform that's just got a few like conduits hanging between it and the actual YouTube platform. So whatever you're building on the Shorts platform, if they end that platform, you're probably done with whatever you were trying to do there. So that's kind of my strategy. I'm just like, let's just see if I can use it basically as commercials for my full-length videos. And it seems like, rough numbers here, if you get more if you can do better than like 5 or 6% like to view ratio. They seem more likely to recommend it, and the more of your video they watch, that seems to help. And obviously, comments will help, but how much all these things help, it's for the gods to decide. But I think the like to view ratio is suppressed because if somebody liked your video, all they have to do is nothing and it just plays again. And, multiple viewings, you're not allowed to give multiple likes. So, where something like a 5% like to view ratio on like a standard YouTube channel is pretty standard. 5% might actually be pretty high for shorts. Just because of that the rewatch factor. Yeah, and the compression thing is weird. And sometimes I'm glad they wait a couple of days, but it seems like they're coaxing you. Like they're like, look, a video is spiking. Don't you want to post more? Which isn't necessarily, it's a carrot, and watching the 48-hour thing is pretty cool because I've been watching this, like, I don't know, it's like train watching, just watching the little things pop up and how they interact and seeing. It's kind of cool, when you have so little traffic, you can actually observe individual viewers kind of going through your catalog. And if you have a larger channel, you can't do that. So it's kind of cool when I see somebody going through a cluster of videos that nobody else seems to give a crap about, and I love, and I see one human being going through them. I don't know. I'm such a nerd. So yeah, I have this massive library to draw upon. I could literally, without making any new content and posting it to YouTube, I could probably spend the next 2 years posting a short every day before running out of animations to draw from. So I must thank the spiffing Brit. We'll see how this goes. It does seem to be climbing, and I would kind of expect. I'm seem to be about 1,000 views a day now, although it's trending up as more of the videos where they spike them. And I'm not sure if the spike is really evaluatory because a couple of times it's not really made sense where something did really well but then didn't really pick up views later, and then something that seemed to do kind of crappy and then it did. I think it might be reporting of the likes because it seems like they get more likes at the beginning and then the likes trail off. That might be because they're spreading out to different demographic groups and trying to see, first they go with like people who've played Doom and click on Doom videos. Okay, we'll show it. We'll show it to those people first. Now we'll just try it in the more general gaming category. Now let's see how it does in animation. And as they move out into the different target groups, your like ratio will drop, but that might just be an artifact of likes getting reported instantly and views not being. Seems like there was more I had to say on this. I've even tried doing like black bars at the top and bottom because that was a trick I had before I was monetized, and the bit rate they offer you before you're monetized is just garbage. I had to use all these tricks, and a lot of times using like a lot of dead space will reallocate those bits to the detail and motion you want to preserve. But that doesn't even seem to help on the shorts. If they take you down to like 240p 30 is kind of what I shoot for now. If what I'm making doesn't look too awful in 240p 30, that's kind of what I'm shooting for now. Because then if it's 144p 15, there's no rescuing that. There's nothing you can do about that. But it seems like the longer they're up, the higher quality they play the videos in. So maybe they try to evaluate them and see what's the crappiest resolution we can play these in, and people still like them. I don't know if throughput is that costly for them that they would focus in that area. But this is just contemplating the the will of the gods. I think I got through everything I wanted to talk about. I really just wanted to do a stream because I'm getting behind on making videos, and I did really need to do this. It's kind of funny that intro that I had at the beginning, like I tend to have extravagant intros because kind of a way to get me rolling on actually streaming, because it terrifies me, is to have like all my ducks in a row. Okay, I can't really do it till I have this ready, so I'll just work on this and get that really good. And then I'll work on this and get it really good. Then I should have a nice intro. Let me work on an intro. Oh, and then my intros have turned into standalone videos that like I procrastinated so hard that it ended up just making a video. But I guess I want to say check out the Spiffing Brit. If you can do something where you can post, 1 minute or less vertical videos every day. Like I thought about just posting different stories from the 80s, like stupid crap I did in the 80s that would get that would be very problematic today. I may still do that. Well, I am the Expert Layman, and this is YouTube Shorts. Seems to be pretty cool. Going to keep going. If the Spiffing Brit sees this, reach out to me. I have some intuitions about how the system works, but being, kind of autistic, I tend to miss a lot of obvious stuff everybody else sees. But on occasion, I notice things nobody else does. I am the Expert Layman. You have a great day.